crying. Get it together. He goes, EJ, Isaac's attacked the model breakfast like a f***ing hotel buffet.
I reckon I had 10 chicken sandwiches
Mate,
and
no
five
shit.
croissants.
According to Eugene, you ate the entire tray.
And there was not one other model eating any of the carbs or any of the croissants.
Me, arguably one of the biggest things spoken about in the Australian media last week.
I don't think I could rock that whole outfit in series unless I was fixing a car. No, not a chance in hell would I have done it. Being in a football club 10 years ago, I just wish I had the ability to push outside what my family, friends, what culture, what society thinks is my norm.
The magic happens when you step outside your comfort zone and take a chance. And although people may and have laughed, the barriers he is breaking down for our son is what I love the most. I'm so proud of you. All right, so whilst we thought we were breaking the internet with your revolutionary Australian Fashion Week attendance, mate, it just turns out that you're just another run on the board because Tom Brady's just walked at Gucci in New York. Are we setting trends or are we following trends or is this coincidental? What do you think?
No, we're setting trends. Tom was definitely after me walking. So I actually feel like after watching Tom Brady walk on the catwalk, I'm entering my plastic surgery, facial reconstruction era.
Please do not put him on your mood board as a plastic surgery reference. Coming from someone who's had a bit of tinkering done to the old noggin, I don't know who he's going to. He's like one of the most famous people in the world. He needs to reassess what he's done to his fucking face. He's looking botched.
Well, he looked like a robot the other day.
That was the outfit too. He was wearing 100% leather.
Yeah.
Mate,
I'm so glad I went World War II full green. I don't think the all leather would have worked for me at all.
But, mate, we are sitting here. We're recapping your walk at Australian Fashion Week. And may I just open at the top of the episode by saying congratulations because you actually nailed the brief. Now, I'm not sure if everyone necessarily agrees with me in that, but you did such a good job. How do you feel?
I don't feel like I nailed the brief. It was extremely uncomfortable. But what I did realise when I was up there is, and I've been fortunate enough to play in a few grand finals, is for Christian and Ren, it's their grand final, effectively. They've put over 6 months of work into this fashion show. And all laughs aside, it was like, I have to do a really good job here to try and showpiece the outfit I'm wearing because this is their business and this is a really big deal to them.
Yeah, so just to recap for those who might not be familiar with how the landscape has kind of landed in this place. So essentially what we did was, or what I did rather, was I set Isaac a challenge.
Yeah, you did all this.
I did all of the work. I did the heavy lifting because ultimately I actually thought that it was going to be one of the all-time stitch-ups and actually I've got the egg on my face here. So I wanted to put you out of your comfort zone and get you to challenge your kind of like cultural norms. Like obviously having spent your entire life in football clubs, for you to go and sit a front row at a fashion show, let alone walk in a fashion show and actively be part of one, is just so far from the normal. And so you accepted it with grace. And what I thought you were going to do was take the piss, dack yourself on the runway, but you actually did the polar opposite and you excelled at every level. So well done.
Well, I felt very nervous. So backstage, I didn't realise how little room they give the models backstage. There was 30 odd of us. It's
pumping, right?
We were squeezed in, and I was asking all these questions to these guys, experienced models that have been all over the world. So they've walked in Milan, Paris, New York, very experienced models. And we've gone and done the walkthrough. And before we did the walkthrough, my heart, like, you know, when you think, maybe if you're in your life's on the line, but when your heart beats,
your life's on the line.
But say if your life was on the line and you're hiding behind a pole and the person trying to kill you, you feel like they could hear your heart. It's beating that hard.
So you think walking in a fashion show is akin to potentially being murdered?
No,
is that what you're telling me?
What I am saying
levels.
Is I had nerves more than what I'd had anywhere near playing football. And I was asking him, and then we walked and we got back and into our line. And I was like, so is that all we do? And they're like, yeah, so you just walk out, walk around, walk back, and that's it. That's the show. The show will be over in 10 minutes.
You're probably only out there for like, what, the better part of, say, a minute max. By the time you left, you did your circuit and back. A minute and a half?
I reckon it probably took nearly 2 minutes.
Okay, fine.
It was a lot longer walk than I thought it was going to be. You had to turn left, and I'm walking, and in my head I was like, don't spot my wife. Don't spot my wife. Just don't lock eyes with my wife.
She was buried behind a column.
A bollard, anyway. And then I was like, I knew Lucy was in the crowd, and I'm like, don't lock eyes with Lucy. Don't lock eyes. And there was about 10 people I ended up knowing in the crowd, and I was like, do not lock eyes with any of them. But so you turn left, and you probably walked 30 metres, and then you turn left again, and as soon as you turn left, there's like 50 photographers there, all piled on top of each other. And the most uncomfortable thing about the whole situation was you had to hit your point So you line in the middle of the runway, and then you had to wait there for 3 seconds. That 3 seconds felt like an eternity. and behind,
what were you thinking about in those 3 seconds?
Well, I
don't
said,
laugh.
No.
Don't look at anyone.
I just said in my head, and I made a plan with
horses being slaughtered.
Couple of models backstage was lean onto your left leg, lean onto your right leg, lean onto your left leg again, and then get out of there. So that would have been 3 seconds. So I think I stayed there for 0.3 of a second, but it felt like an eternity there. So that was really uncomfortable. And then I turned around. And when I turned around, I thought there'd be 3 or 4 models behind me, like one that had just left, another one that was coming in. But I didn't realise I was like...
Solo. You were out there.
Yeah.
Barren.
Like a
raw,
pimple,
exposed.
Pimple on a forehead.
Pimple on an elephant's ass even.
Yeah, it was just, I am the only one here and everything's white except the people sitting there and everyone is looking at you at the one time. And it was so uncomfortable. And then not only did you have to walk off that little bit, you had to turn left again, then go and do a big loop and come all the way back. And then finally, though, when you get back behind stage, everyone's pumped for you. They're all watching on a screen. It was a really good energy and a great vibe.
It sounds like there's actually quite like a really good camaraderie backstage. Like,
Yeah,
I've worked
was.
a lot on female fashion shows, and not that the girls don't necessarily get around each other, but I think because there's probably more opportunity for female models to walk more runways, that they probably see so many different people all the time that they might see this person once a year, so they just kind of keep moving. Whereas it sounds that, especially in the energy of the show backstage at Christian Kimber, that there was like a bit of a bro down. Like you guys were kind of offering each other advice. Mitch was obviously walking in the show as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about what Mitch, because I haven't really been able to, not that I haven't been able to. I had a bit on the weekend. I haven't spoken to Mitch post-show really about like how he was feeling before he walked and then how he felt after it. Because it was all a bit of a whirlwind.
So for those listening, my partner Mitch also was asked to walk in the Christian Kimber fashion show, and I think that he was actually really excited as well. And I think that you guys ultimately really shared similar sentiments. You work in football, he works in finance, and what this Christian Kimber show did was it offered you a complete alternate to what your reality was. And so I think that what you both did so exceptionally well was grab the bull by the horns, throw caution to the wind, and actually just have fun with it. And in that fun was where the success was found, which I think there's a real lesson in that, right? Like, if we're actually enjoying ourselves, then generally speaking across the board, you have an exceptional result.
Yeah.
If you're resenting something or you don't like something, you generally fuck it up, right?
Yeah.
So there's something to be said for actually leaning in and having a good time.
And a little bit of fake confidence in there as well, which helped a bit. But the funny thing about Mitch and I, and what no one else would have seen unless you were backstage, was they had a little portrait of all the models. So I guess that all the back of house staff, if they needed to come and touch point with you, they knew who you were, knew your name, so they could.
But you don't have like an IMG headshot. Neither does Mitch.
Nah, the best thing about it was, so they had the headshots of everyone modelling, and I'm going along the lines, and I'm going all the way along, and there's like beautiful bloke, gorgeous bloke, like. Not a
How
hair
many photos of me were back there?
Not a hair out of place bloke. Like, it was just perfect. Then there's Mitch, Wolf of Wall Street photo.
Oh my God, LinkedIn headshot.
Yeah, straight off LinkedIn.
What was yours?
And then keep going along, and it's like another beautiful bloke, like full groomed, like groomed to the absolute max. Get to me, football photo.
What, like full Geelong kit, mouth guard in?
It was a training photo, so I had like full training gear on. But that was... That was it. Like, we were so out of our comfort zone, but we did something really cool, and it ended up being an awesome experience, and the adrenaline we felt after it was unreal.
And a huge congratulations to Christian Kimber and his team, his wife, and obviously his business partner, and the rest of their team, because what they wanted to do with the show is they wanted to bring real men into the show. So it was you and Mitch, and there was a collection, I think, of maybe 8 other guys, like 10 of you in total, who they wanted to be the reflection of who their consumer is now. So it was really cool. They had professional models.
Well, and so one guy that had never walked, he was a chef.
Yep.
And he was walking. There was a multitude of guys.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it was
because
really
it just goes to show how many different people actually engage with that brand and how much they're actually really investing in their community. They're getting real people in their show that reflect who they love to dress.
Yeah.
So, mate, you have no more fucking excuses. If I see you in Gazman anymore after representing an iconic menswear.
Hey, no disrespect.
No, we love a bit of Gazzy. There's nothing wrong with a bit of a Gazzy tea. Okay. I want you to describe to me.
Yeah.
With all the jokes aside that we've seen on the internet, I want you to describe to me your outfit that you wore. Because there's been some serious chat
it was very
since
green.
You walked.
You know the best thing I heard, or the best quote I saw post what I wore? It was, finish World War I at 6, dinner at 7.
Okay.
When I put it on, I was like, oh my God,
Mate.
I feel like a World War II aircraft mechanic here.
Regardless of whatever is going on, the comments section of the internet is genuinely, I want to move there. It's my favorite place on planet Earth. People are so creative with the shit that they come up with.
It always...
I wish I was that witty. Truly. I wish I was that witty.
It always blows me away at how funny people are.
But the opinions started online, and of course they spread very thick and very fast. And what we thought was going to be a really fun, small little side quest for you on No Utes in the Valet ended up becoming arguably one of the biggest things spoken about in the Australian media last week. And I want to start with your show, The Thursday Rub, because you poor fuck. You were set up for failure because you walked in the morning and then your show was in the afternoon. So you were fresh for slaughter. So let's see what your co-host had to say about it.
It was the most amazing, situation to see you just stroll out there and just thunder along like you had almost nothing on.
Almost. Well, it was funny because I didn't have any buttons done up because the designer didn't want any buttons done up on my top. And just before I walked out, Chris Contis, who was the styling director for the show, did 3 buttons up for me, and I am so thankful.
Lovely set of overalls, mate.
All right. What about what was said with, you also do your show on Saturday, Dead Set Legends. Let's see what those guys had to say.
I knew it was coming. It's been in every WhatsApp there is on the planet.
What's been thrown around? What's
fighter
going on?
pilot was thrown around because he looks like he's about to jump in a jet. I'm looking forward to having the conversation with him. I knew it was sort of coming, and he's sort of he's been practicing. That's the funny part. He's put more time into that than he ever did playing footy down here at the Cats.
So that was Jeremy Cameron for everyone listening. Played with him at the Geelong Football Club.
Good.
And he did know it was coming. Jeremy's a very witty guy. I can't say I practiced at all. I've been walking for 37 years, so I thought I could possibly execute 300 steps. But my group chats with my football teammates have absolutely lit up. The Hawthorn guys smashed me from pillar to post. The Geelong guys were very supportive. But the one Hawthorn guy that was very supportive was Josh Gibson. So it was nice to have a couple of people in my corner, but to be honest, I wish I threw my phone in the bottom of the Sydney Harbour.
Well, mate, I didn't throw my phone in the bottom of the Sydney Harbour. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of it all and we dissect it properly, I had a few messages. Our dear friend Eugene Canty of No Utes in the Valet, who was shooting the content for the Christian Kimber show, sent me a message at 6:40 on the morning of the show. He was shooting you backstage. It was an alarm that I woke up to. He goes, EJ, Isaac's attacked the model breakfast like a fucking hotel buffet. He's not meant to be eating before he goes on the runway. I just wrote back, I am fucking pissing myself. These models probably haven't eaten for 3 days. You've gone and eaten all their sangers, mate. Stop being so selfish.
We got there at about 4:45, so it was not long after 4 that we woke up. I met Mitch on the corner down at Circular Quay, and we got down there and I thought, Christ, it's 5 a.m. I'm going to need a coffee here. And they're like, coffee isn't coming till 8. Coffee's not here till 8. I said, it better fucking be here before 8. Like, it's 5 a.m. and I need a coffee. Anyway, so I finally got a coffee and then I went over and I didn't realise I got to have food for us. And there was literally these platters put out everywhere and they had fruit, yogurt, then it had croissants and it had chicken sandwiches. I reckon I had 10 chicken sandwiches
Mate,
and
no
five
shit.
croissants.
To Eugene, you ate the entire fucking tray.
And there was not one other model eating any of the carbs or any of the croissants. So thank you.
We also had the Daily Mail picked it up like off the bat, and they essentially accumulated the internet blowing up from the fashion side of things. People saying, love that what this stands for so much, and he did nail it. One person wrote on Instagram, another person wrote, love this, still kicking goals. Don't we love a pun? Killed it. And there was just so much positive feedback. The Herald Sun went on to say that they were so proud of you, and albeit you said that those 300 steps that you took were the hardest you've ever taken in your life, that this ended up being a step in the right direction, not only for fashion and football, but for just showing that how much you can break down boundaries by just doing something as small as leaving your comfort zone. So I think that that is super impressive. I actually consumed a lot of the media in real time. Obviously, I was sitting at home and I'm devastated not to be there to support you front row because that was the initial intention. So seeing you there and seeing Mitch there and not being able to be there support was gut-wrenching, but it also made for great entertainment because I got to see what the world was saying, because generally I wouldn't have been consuming what the world was saying. I would have been consuming what I was saying. Standard. So anyway, I want to play this bit from your Thursday show because I think it's a really interesting reflection about how the football world digested what you did versus how the pop culture and fashion world digested what you did.
So you had to wear the dark sunglasses. You were that ashamed of what was actually playing out at the time.
They said what you want is you want accessories because it gives you something to hold. It means you can relax a bit more.
Well, you didn't look like it relaxed you at all.
Oh, fair dinkum cake. Oh, here's Brian. Brian's coming in the background.
Izzy, don't go with all that bullshit, mate. When I saw you in those overalls, I thought, number one, you're definitely free balling. There's no way you look to have it tucked. It just...
So they get stuck into, and I obviously understand that that's the nature of the show, but it really led me to kind of think over the past few days, and I wanted to ask you on air, kind of off the cuff, was do you think that you would have had the confidence to have done this 10 years ago?
The confidence I would have had.
I don't doubt that, actually. Let me rephrase that. Scrap the confidence because you've always got that in spades. Would you have done this?
No, not a chance in hell would I have done it. Being in a football club 10 years ago, that would have been right outside the comfort zone. The other thing that I certainly would have thought about was what impact is this going to have on the team? You just don't want to put anything around the team that could hurt performance. So you don't necessarily want to make something about yourself. You want to keep everything about the team. But in saying that, I wish I had the confidence to do it 10 years ago. Just the conversations that I've had post it, and this was never about trying to break down barriers or do anything like that. But the conversations I've had post it, saying around, I wish I had not the confidence, but I just wish I had the ability to push outside my comfort zone, push outside what my family, friends, what culture, what society thinks is my norm, is something that people have been talking to me about and saying, just watching you do that has now made me think, what could I do in my life to push those boundaries a little bit, not to be front and center anywhere, but more just to grow as a person and be really comfortable in the skin of who they are. So that's something really cool that's come from it. And I did wish I had the confidence to do it 10 years ago because those conversations and then the doors that open because of it is something really cool. And because you put yourself in a situation that is very anxiety provoking, once you do it, you grow from it so much. So
I think that's such an incredible message to leave to anybody listening. That growth comes in leaving your comfort zone. And
I think we all know that, though.
Yeah, I think we do know that, but I just don't
think
think...
ever willing to do it.
Exactly.
Or if they do it, it's such a big deal, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And if anything, just do it for the celebration afterward.
Yeah, it was a great celebration. But it was amazing. And when Candice and I were sitting at, it's one of your favourite restaurants in
Fratelli
Potts Point.
Paradiso in Potts Point.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Shout
fantastic.
out to them. Their food, their tiramisu.
Mate, they don't need shout outs. They've been there for like 30 years. They'll probably ask us not to talk about their restaurant on this podcast.
They were absolutely pumping, and their tiramisu was off its head.
It's so good. Also, just for anyone listening, you can have it by the spoon if you don't want the whole thing. But Candice, your beautiful wife, who has been supporting you throughout this whole thing and went up, I really want to finish with what she had to say because I think that she summarised the entire experience for all of us involved better than we ever could. So her caption on Instagram said that she attended Australian Fashion Week to have a good giggle at her husband's expense. But what I wasn't expecting was for him to absolutely nail it. The magic happens when you step outside your comfort zone and take a chance. And that's exactly what he did. Plus, because I know he was absolutely shitting himself. I can't wait to show our children and in years to come discuss how Dad played football at the highest level and walked at Australian Fashion Week, showing that you can truly achieve anything. And although people may and have laughed, the barriers he is breaking down for our son is what I love the most. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thanks, mate.
All right. Seen, heard, read. We were on the socials. We're on the show. We're on the socials. We're on the show.
Yeah.
But we're going to give it to you again. And if this ends up on the socials, it wasn't on the show.
Well, I'll tell you what. Talk about scene. So Candice and I, we went out for dinner with Mitch Wednesday night in Sydney before we went and did the fashion show.
I got a lot of FOMO here, hanging out with Mitch, going out for dinner as couples. I'm fucking peg-legging around Melbourne.
You want to hear something funny before we get into the scene, heard, read?
I don't think I have a choice.
Candice and I thought it'd be a nice thing to do to buy Mitch a bottle of wine for his runway debut.
What did he buy you?
No. He gave me the confidence to do it. So there's a lot in that. But anyway, so we bought Mitch a bottle. You know what he did buy? He bought dinner. So shout out to Mitch. He wouldn't let us buy dinner.
Very good.
But shout out to Mitch. So I went and bought a bottle of wine. I was reading during the week, and Angus, who does our podcast, has his own wine podcast. But I was reading during the week. Is it Yarra Yering?
Yeah, Yarra Yering.
Yeah, just won number one wine in Australia this week before we did the fashion show. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and get him a Yarra bottle of wine. So I went and bought this nice bottle of wine. It was in a brown paper bag. I sat it down when we got to dinner, and it had been raining in Sydney, and we're sitting at one of Justin Hems's restaurant.
Felix, this is sounding like, you sound like the most Sino. Like, you've gone from like country, AFL, like rusted on, bloke who's fixing his own fence. Like, so I was at Fratelli Paradiso, and then I was at Felix, and like I was walking in Fashion Week. I'm like,
Well,
listen,
this
bro,
is all
you're getting ahead of yourself now, right?
This is all you and Mitch.
Am I expected to fucking regress into some like?
Yeah, well,
I'm not
maybe-
fixing any fences.
That'd be good for you. Bit of resilience. But anyway, so we're sitting down. We're sitting near the seafood there. I can smell lobster, all that. I'm thinking beautiful. I'm about to have a really nice dinner. Give Mitch the wine. We sit it on the ground. It's been raining. Mitch has got an umbrella from the hotel. Tiled floors, beautiful, shining, clean. Mitch's umbrella falls, hits the bottom of the wine bottle.
Fuck off.
And it lands. And you know when you hear that land of a glass that sounds like it's broken? Like it makes a different sound to when a wine bottle just say would hit the ground. And I was like, I think that's broken. Anyway, I leant over, picked up the bottle of wine, and the whole bottom just fell straight off, and 750 mils of wine just went.
Oh, fuck me. In the restaurant?
In the
And you didn't
restaurant.
even pay for the wine.
Didn't
so
even
these
pay for
poor
the
wait
wine.
staff have got to go clean up your bullshit
So they went and
that
got
they're not even getting any money out of.
20 tea towels. They're down on the ground, cleaning it all up. We ended up spending a bit of cash, getting a nice feed and having some wines. And I got told not to eat too heavy the night before and not to drink too much alcohol because you don't want that bloated look or feeling on the runway. So I had a handful of beers and a couple of glasses of wine.
Not too much.
And a big slice of lamb. So
Just a light meal.
I went against,
you were floating on air.
I went against everything everyone was saying.
You were positively floating.
But the scene was Candice and I decided to walk
The
back.
scene was Felix. S-D-E-N-E.
Well, no. Yeah, well, that was the scene. But the scene was we were walking down to the Intercontinental, which is down in Circular Quay, across the road from the Botanical Gardens in Sydney. And I said to Candice, well, we haven't seen the harbour at night yet. Well, we have. Like, we've been to Sydney lots of times. But I said, we may as well go down and just have a look as we're walking back to the Intercontinental. And then I hear from this concrete bollard right down where you catch the ferries at Circular Quay was, Isaac! And I turn around and I'm like, and it's Montana Cox.
Fuck off.
And I'm like, sorry?
Wait,
and
did
walk over there and she's sitting. So Montana Cox, who would you say, Australia's #1 model? Or
100%.
Anyway, she's sitting
Friend
on...
of no Utes in the Valet, no less. Hello, plug.
Big friend. Sitting on a concrete bollard, eating a big bowl of gnocchi.
So she's not even listening to her own rules.
So I was like, this is unbelievable. We had a little chat. She told me how to nail the next day. We went home, but not did I think in 1,000 years that we'd run into Montana Cox sitting on a
Smacking
bollard
a
eating
bowl of
gnocchi.
gnocchi.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm so hungry. I just did a show. I've eaten all day.
Mate, you didn't listen to her rules and she didn't listen to her own,
Nah,
so you cut it.
brilliant.
You've got a complete get out job free card. Okay, well, my life is not as interesting as yours at the moment. We've had some significant role reversal, and I
your
think that
life's
has
very
been
interesting.
exemplified flawlessly in this episode. But I've got a lot more time at home while I've got the bung leg, or as we're calling it, the peg. I'll just quickly touch on the one thing that I have binged, and that is Fisk, which is a really funny Australian comedy written and directed by Kitty Flanagan.
Oh,
It
Clitty.
is... Yeah,
Clitty Flanagan.
play the clip.
We're joined now by the Oracle on everything, Kitty Flanagan. Now, Kitty, should I be worried about my job?
Well, if you keep calling me Clitty, you should, yeah. But, you know.
Yes, exactly. Her. But fuck me, it is funny. 3 seasons, 6 episodes per season, 25-minute eps. It is the easiest binge you'll do. And honestly, as the biggest Kath and Kim fan in Australia, I'm putting that on the record, I was actually saying to Andy Lee that I think that this is the best Australian comedy since Kath and Kim. Anyway, there's your recommendation. I want to hear it in the DMs. Blow them up.
So now for our final segment today is our DM section, Elliot.
The first one is from Foxy_creates. Did you notice you had the white sticker showing underneath your shoes?
I didn't notice until everyone else noticed and told us about it. So I was meant to be wearing leather closed shoes. And I'm not sure why I didn't, but right at the end, they just threw all these sandals at us. And a lot of people have commented that Jesus was walking the catwalk.
Amen.
But when the foot was up, you could definitely see a big white sticker on the bottom of the shoe. How often does that happen?
It happens actually quite often because generally speaking, the shoes are loaned. So you got to
Yeah,
give them
right.
back in like somewhat of a like condition that they arrived in.
Yeah.
But it is a common faux pas. And when you're fucking running around like a headless chook backstage, the last thing you think of is taking the sticker off the bottom of a shoe. So forgiven. The stylist is forgiven. The next one we've got is from Wade. Did you receive any cash? Wade, rude.
Well, I can honestly say I did it. It was more for the experience.
Well done. How humble. Third one is from Carrie. Carrie, she could have just called us. Do you reckon this is Carrie Bickmore? How close were you to actually laughing? I heard very close.
Well, I think as you see in one of the videos, I get to the end point on one of the 3 runways we effectively walked on, and there is a little smirk in the side of my face, and it was very difficult to keep it under control.
I was told that backstage, and
Yeah.
this is on the record from a few people who were working on the show, I won't name names, that you were personally called out by Christian and Ren when they were doing the walkthroughs because you could not get it together. And they were
No, I
like,
couldn't.
everyone keep it, stone-faced. We're keeping it serious on the runway. Isaac, we are looking at you. Don't laugh.
Well, the problem was...
So you did a good job.
Yeah, well, it was very difficult not to laugh, but we had Eugene, our good friend, he was taking photographs, and then Bella, who was working for Eugene as well, she was making me laugh as we were doing the practice walks, and I was like, this is horrible, I'm not going to be able to keep it together, and thank God they threw me sunnies before I did my main run, because it meant that I could just hide behind the lens.
Exactly.
Yeah, so...
Armour, mate, armour.
Maybe I would have laughed, but we did all get called in, and Christian and Ren and Chris Constance was like, Isaac, I'm looking at you, no smiling on the runway. So we got a dressing down, and I held it together.
And lastly, mate, it's from your new best friend / boyfriend, Chris Contos, the stylist. Doll, did you return the look or are you still wearing it?
I actually really liked the look, but in segments. So the pants would be great with a different top. The top would be great with different pants, and the jacket would be nice with a different outfit. But I don't think I could rock that whole outfit in series unless I was fixing a car.
Well, there is a lesson there that I will leave the listeners with, is that when you're looking at a trend on a runway, it's not necessarily meant to be adapted to real life. So a runway look or a look that you see in a magazine is styled more what we call editorially, which is meant to be more high fashion and something that wouldn't be seen on the day-to-day streets of Melbourne, Sydney or otherwise. So whilst it acts as a great reference point for inspiration, it's not necessarily how you'd wear it in the day-to-day. So everyone freaking out that looked like you were flying a fighter jet or fixing a fucking car, don't worry about it. It's just fashion, you guys. It was a fucking good outfit. I loved it.
Well, I did absolutely love it, and I want to give a big shout out to Christian and Ren. It was awesome to be involved, and then a big shout out to everyone else involved, everyone backstage, all the models, everyone I met on the day. It was an unbelievable experience, and it was so nice to enter a different community than what I'm normally in, and everyone be so supportive.
Might be my turn next.
And if you're just tuning in, 2 unlikely mates, celebrity stylist Elliot Garno and Norm Smith medalist Isaac Smith are here to tell you what is what.
Hey, no Utes in the Valet.